get what they wanted. So automatically the Koch brothers just saw their bank accounts increase and increase and increase. And with that, they were able then to go ahead and try to fund organizations and programs that would influence the government to be more favorable to them, yes, to the individual, yes, and to keep government smaller so more of us could experience personal success. So more of us would be free to run around, help enough people get what they want so that we would automatically get what we want. I noticed I don't see the government saying, hey, just come on, give us tax money so you can help a lot of people so we can give you back what you want. No, in fact, the government is saying, the more money you make, the more money we're going to take. That's not helping anyone, actually.
You said in the Rose Garden, the day after the attack, it was an act of terror. It was not a spontaneous demonstration. Is that what you're saying?
Please proceed, Governor.
It is in response to a video, a film. This is in response to a video.
Internet video that we had nothing to do with.
That was spontaneous? Was it a planned attack? Was there a terrorist element to it?
This is a response to a hateful and offensive video.
The video and its influence on the protests that occurred in Cairo and Benghazi. In response to this video, it was the video that caused the unrest in Cairo, that precipitated some of the unrest in Benghazi, that was sparked by the reaction to this video. The video was a precipitating cause to the unrest, specifically in Libya. Might take advantage of a situation that was brought about initially as a response to the video in question.
Natural protests that arose because of the outrage over the video.
You're totally correct that they spent 2 weeks telling us this was about a tape and that there was this riot outside the Benghazi consulate, which there wasn't.
Natural protests that arose because of the outrage over the video.
I was in chronic pain, and my family struggling to make ends meet, food and gas prices going up, even keeping my job was iffy. Then I learned about a new miracle drug made in Washington, D.C., Spenditol. Spenditol is Washington's answer to all the painful problems Americans face. How to borrow $800 billion for a stimulus that didn't create jobs or fix the economy? Spenditol.
Spenditol is not for everyone. Side effects may include a mountain of government debt piled on our kids, a sudden loss of freedoms, higher prices for everything, leaving our kids a lesser America than we had. Ask your doctor or congressman if your conscience is strong enough for Spenditol.
And it's so popular in Washington, we have to import trillions more of it from China. Spenditol makes you feel better now and pushes off the really bad stuff till later, for them to deal with.
Call the White House and Congress. Tell them, stop spending it all.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. We leave no warrior behind. Wounded Warrior Project is a non-profit organization created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war. Whether those scars are physical or mental, we're here to make sure that they heal. And whether it's helping those with post-traumatic stress disorder live a normal life again, or giving much-needed support to injured warriors in veterans' hospitals, because no one deserves our help more than the men and women who risk their lives to keep us safe. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Feeling lonely this holiday season? Looking for little human interaction? Do you want to feel contact in certain special places?
Then why not go through security at an airport?
The TSA.
TSA agents are ready and standing by to give you a little something extra to feel thankful about this holiday season.
TSA. What are you waiting for? I want to check under your testicles.
Spending time with a TSA agent couldn't be easier. Simply book a flight departing from any American airport. When selected for a full body scanner, say no. You'll be pulled aside by a TSA agent, and that's when the fun begins. And you never know who your agent will be.
It could be me. Or me. Or even me.
But it's probably gonna be us. Take off your damn shoes.
The TSA. It's our business to touch yours.
Welcome to the Bureau of Womanhood Conformity. Independent thoughts are considered subversive because all must agree with our leader.
When it comes to women, preventative care should include coverage of contraceptive services such as birth control.
You see, if you don't believe government should pay for your birth control, you're not a real woman. Womanhood denied. If you refuse to accept that pregnancy is a punishment, you're denied as well.
I don't want them punished with a baby.
If you don't believe that abortions should be allowed for any reason, if you don't believe in aborting a child for being the wrong gender, and if you don't believe that stay-at-home mothers aren't real workers, you are not a real conformed woman.
His wife has actually never worked a day in her life. His wife has actually never worked a day in her life.
Finally, for your safety, if you oppose mandatory government health care, you will die.
They will be voting to say that women can die on the floor.
These standards and regulations were formed after our glorious victory in the war on women. Thank you for your cooperation and your conformity.
You're listening to The Rod Eccles Show.
Yes, we are back here on The Rod Eccles Show. I am your lovable host, L. Rod, coming to you live from my bunkerized home studio, located in the great state of New Hampshire. Here, speaking of New Hampshire, here's a story here off of WGIR AM 610's website. You wouldn't think that this would happen in the state of New Hampshire, but look, folks, it's happening all over now. Now, if you think this whole thing with Jesse Jackson Jr. in Chicago, Illinois, is bad, you gotta check this out. Listen to this. The thought process of these people is amazing. That the left doesn't see anything wrong with this. It blows my mind, but here it is. Here's the story. New Hampshire Democratic State Representative-elect Stacey Lawton, Laughton, was for a brief moment a celebrity it's all about this celebrity crap. A celebrity for Democrats across the country after becoming the first ever openly transgender person to win an election in the U.S. Let me repeat that. Stacey Lawton, she became a celebrity for Democrats across the country after becoming the first openly transgendered person to win an election in the United States. However, that wonderful positive celebrity didn't last long. The Laconia Daily Sun has reported over the weekend that Lawton, are you ready for this? Look, this is this is not a punchline. This isn't funny. I'm being serious as a heart attack here. This is the story. But this is the type of person that is being lauded as now. If this person were elected and were on the right, a Republican, oh my God, this would hit page one all across the country. But the Laconia Daily Sun has reported over the weekend that Lawton is a felon. Now, no one discovered Lawton's criminal history until after the election. Why? Because when she was convicted of a felony, she was legally named Barry Charles Lawton Jr. She was a he. When he pleaded guilty to criminal charges in court, he was Barry Charles Lawton Jr. Now, Lawton, recently elected as one of the three lawmakers to represent Hillsborough County, one of the largest counties by population in the state of New Hampshire, in the county House District 31, is a convicted felon and served 4.5 months in jail in 2008. So it wasn't that long ago, for conspiracy to commit credit card fraud. It was less than 4 years ago this person was in jail for committing and pleading guilty to it. But Stacy Lawton wasn't guilty. It was her alter ego, Barry Lawton Jr., that was guilty. And nobody noticed. I'm sorry. You've got an openly transgender person who's changed their name. Nobody thought, well, hey, who was Stacy before she became Stacy? She was obviously a he, since she's a transgender, meaning she went from a he to a she. So who was she when she was a he? Nobody asked that question until after the election. This is kind of like Jesse Jackson Jr. Jackson knew that this was going to happen to him, and he knew he was going to have to resign, but he stayed. Why did he stay in the race? To ensure that a Democrat would get the seat instead of possibly a Republican winning the seat. Look, if a Republican did that, man, we would still, our ears would be ringing from the shouts of unfairness from the left, from every mountaintop in the country. Now Lawton was convicted and served 4.5 months in jail. It's not 1998, not 1988, but 2008. 4 years ago. Back when Barry was running, the other Barry was running for the White House for the first time, this Barry was serving time. I know there are a lot of people out there that think that the current Barry in the White House needs to serve some time too, but maybe he did, but through this other Barry. Barry Soetoro didn't serve, but Barry Lawton Jr. certainly did. This is according to the Laconia Daily Sun. Now, they say, but it was he, was also convicted of tire slashing, and at one point reportedly admitted he faked illness to gain an ambulance ride from Weirs Beach back to the heart of Laconia. Now, Lawton didn't think it was Lawton. Now, this is the killer part. Folks, I can't make this stuff up. Lawton, Barry/Stacy Lawton, didn't think it was necessary to tell the people that he was asking to elect her, but now he says he would have talked about it if somebody ever figured it out and asked. So why didn't somebody figure it out and ask? Every time I see one of these transgender types, I always, if they're in the limelight, I always ask, well, Who were they before they became, this new sex? They're still